3, 2, 1.
Today, we have our guest. I'll let Dom introduce our topic today.
Absolutely. So, of course, everyone knows that on the second episode, we did sex, love, and social media with the babies, Generation Z. And so we wanted to bring some people on who are older than us, who got some years on us to teach us something. Mm-hmm. You know, if you saw that episode, you know, we were teaching the babies a lot. Like, they didn't even know what the loop was. So they
were looking at us like we were dinosaurs.
Exactly. We felt like the old heads. So we were like, all right, well, let us bring some of our old heads. You know what I mean? They're not much older than us, but they're still, you know, they have.
Well, they're OGs.
They're OGs, exactly.
You got some more wisdom on you.
They got more wisdom than we do. And so we were like, let's bring them on and let's have the same conversation, you know, but a more, you know, mature, grown-up conversation. And so with that being said, I do just want to introduce, and this again is on the couch. It'll be fun just like last episode episode 6, because we have my people and Soul's people, just like before. And so I do want to introduce Allie. And we have a mutual friend, Simone, and that's how I know Allie. And she was like more than welcome to be like, girl, I'll come on and spill the tea. No. But she wanted to come on. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm glad to be here. I'm excited. This is a little bit out of my comfort zone. Like, what? I'm excited to be here. I'm glad to see where the conversation is going to go.
Yes.
Outside of this fun stuff, I am a full spectrum doula that supports pregnant women. So I'm excited to
really
let
cool.
my hair down a little bit.
Yeah.
Talk to you guys.
Yes.
From the experience.
I feel like you definitely have a lot of knowledge too from being a doula, probably, because every situation is different probably with every mother.
Absolutely, positively.
Yeah,
for sure. We can talk about that.
Yeah,
and I'm looking forward to the fun questions.
Oh, good, because PPP loves the fun questions. It'll get spicy, girl. So that's good.
I'm looking forward. Follow me on Instagram, Blair Bundles.
Yes. We'll make sure we put her at name up at the end too.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Yep.
So we can get them followers, girl.
Yep.
All right, and you want to?
And then on the other hand, I feel like if you're from Borough or Burlington County, you know this man. I feel like he's like an OG, like a big dog, like the type of person that's not just someone that, you know, that's older, that might have wisdom, but I feel like he also is a community man. He has the wisdom and he shares it. I feel like there's a lot of people out there that have wisdom, but they don't use it or they don't share it. And I feel like with Antoine, like he calls himself Antoine the Influencer, I feel like he's very influential for people my age and probably younger, and the people his age. But for me, it's like, you see this person who's showing the youth that you can go from being one thing to another thing. And I just feel like he is what we need more of. So I feel like he was the perfect person to bring on here, to drop some knowledge, give us some wisdom. We're trying to get too spicy, but so I want you to just introduce yourself. I didn't want to say too much, but I know it's a lot.
So first and foremost, thank you for inviting me on the show. I'm a father first.
Period.
After that, I'm a mentor. I do a lot of work with mentoring the youth. I coach adults, but my thing is really mentoring the youth. We just took, before this COVID, we took 50 kids from in the hood to the Bahamas.
I remember that.
So we did HBCU tours. So I do a lot of work with the youth. I do a lot of work with reentry, with people coming home from prison. I act a little bit. I do a few things. But thank you.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
It's good to have you guys.
Absolutely good to have you
and
guys.
If you guys don't mind me asking, do you mind telling your age?
I'm 42.
Okay.
I'm 38.
Okay.
Awesome. Black don't crack.
Period. Okay.
Cheers.
So I feel like you guys have lived. I feel like, well, as my grandmother would say, you know, she said once you get over 50, it's kind of like borrowed time. Not saying that it is, but that's like the phrase they use for it, because it's like the first half of your life within our lifespan. And it's like for you guys to be not there, but I feel like even at 30, I feel like I'm about to turn 30. And I'm like, as soon as I turn 30, I'm gonna turn 40.
Why do you think that?
I feel like just as fast as I went from being 20 to 30. Like,
I feel like my 20s were long.
I don't know. I feel like I did a lot in my 20s, so I just feel like it was fast.
I did a lot more, girl.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying.
I did a whole lot.
Yeah. Moving slow.
I feel like I did a lot, and I'm actually excited about going into 30 because I feel like these 20s were.
No, definitely.
Like, I feel like I was just dumb. You know, like I feel like I spent a lot of my 20s.
It's like you're the same person in your 20s, but now you have money, stability, wisdom.
Yeah.
You know, you're coming into yourself. No, I'm definitely happy for 30.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like,
I get what you're saying. And they're like coming out of your 30s and out of your 30, you know? So you guys, you know what we know plus 10, you know?
That's what I'm saying.
So it's like, first and foremost, let's talk about social media, because I feel like that's important, because with you guys, it was like when did you first even get a social media or have a social media? Like, how old were you?
I feel like it definitely was maybe like 99, 2000.
Okay. What was it? What was the social media?
I feel like there was MySpace.
Okay.
And how old were you at that time?
MySpace was out there?
Yeah, I feel
I
like...
definitely didn't have nothing then.
Yeah, I feel like it was like maybe 2000.
Was it that? Oh, is it that old?
Yeah.
She's right, because I had my first MySpace. I was a little young. I mean, probably like freshman year of high school. That's 2005.
Yeah, but even before that.
But it probably was out before I was on it.
I'm sure it was out before I was on it.
like MySpace probably like 2004 or 5.
That's what I'm saying. I had a MySpace 2005.
So it was still early 2000s. Wow.
Yeah.
Even before that, I remember there was like AIM chat rooms.
Yeah.
Like,
Things
that was
like that.
Oh
probably,
yeah,
like,
I was
your
on like
first-
the Yahoo chat. I remember that.
We talked about that.
Yeah,
with
we talked
the
about
young
AIM
kids.
and shit.
The dial-up.
ASL.
Remember the dial-up?
Dollar.
With the big back computers
Yeah.
and all of that. So y'all went through that. So like, all right, I'm gonna ask you, this is kind of like, this is not worse than your age, but this is like more personal than your age. What year did you graduate high school?
I graduated in 96.
Okay, gotcha.
Damn, I was 5.
I was 5. We were 5.
96.
We were 5 years old. All right, how about you, Ellie?
I graduated in 2001.
Okay, so I graduated 09. We graduated 09.
Yeah.
So that's not like too far off. So when you graduated, were you big into social media? Like when you were in high school?
No, I feel like I didn't get big into social media until college. Like, I feel like...
I don't even think that's what I'm
Social
saying.
media
It wasn't.
out.
That's what
It
he's
wasn't
saying.
there.
Like, we didn't have social.
Well, that's
media.
what I'm asking. So when did like social media, like what age were you when you started
I
social
was in
media?
my late 20s when like maybe 26, 25 when social media like really started.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You too, you think?
Yeah, probably around then. Like, for me, it was college.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So that's a big difference from Jade and Jaquan.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Because they were like, we were 12.
right?
Oh,
we were in
MySpace.
middle school.
Yeah.
We were in middle school on social media. I'm like, dang.
Middle school.
Yeah.
Sheesh. Okay. And we were kind of young too. We were in middle school too. When we
Yeah,
started
like
social
probably
media.
like older middle school, high school.
Gotcha.
No, to
freshman
put it in
year.
perspective, we didn't have social media in middle school.
No, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't.
Yeah,
It wasn't
you even
a
have
thing.
cell phone?
Yeah.
It was an internet.
No internet. Did you have a cell phone?
So
No.
Like,
I
no.
had a cell phone my last year of high school, which would have been 2001.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
See that? All right. That makes sense. Did it have a camera?
It did not.
Because I remember those phones. You know, I remember when camera
I had
phones
a
came
phone
about.
in middle school, and I did not have a camera. I think I got my first camera phone like 8th grade.
Yeah. I
And that
had a
had to
chirp.
be like 2004 or 5.
I had a chirp in middle school. Remember chirps?
Yeah, I had a trip in middle school
Like,
too.
where you at? Where you at?
And they said a Spanish one, like, hello, papi. You know,
No.
chirp, they were invasive though. Like, how can somebody just
Chirp you
press
in.
something and just start
yeah,
talking
you
over
can
my
bust
phone and shit?
Yes,
Like,
you can
what?
bust through. That would be good for right now. I feel like it would, like, you know, stop all the
I had the two-way.
Two-way pages.
the Blackberries.
Sidekicks and shit.
Sidekicks,
I definitely
yeah.
had a
The
Blackberry.
Yes. Remember the Razor?
Yeah.
Wow. Anyone young watching this is like,
What the hell is that? They don't know nothing but an iPhone.
this is so funny because I feel like we have more in common with y'all than we do with, like,
No, yeah.
you know, people who were born 4 years after us or 5 years after us.
Yeah, it's a totally different world.
It is.
It is. They were literally looking at us like, I don't know what it means to dial up a computer. Like, I never heard of that.
You couldn't be on the phone and
that's what we were saying. That we was like, yo, our moms used to be like, yo, off the damn computer. I gotta use the phone. Like, I got people to talk to.
Okay. So let's talk about relationship status real quick, because I think that's important. So, Allie, are you single?
I am.
Okay. Is it complicated at all, or are you just...
I'm single.
Okay. And how about you?
I'm engaged.
You're engaged. Okay. So let me ask you, do you guys think that dating with social media is more difficult or easier?
I don't see how it helps the relationship at all.
Like, you didn't meet your fiance on social media?
I did.
Okay, so that helped. That's how it helps.
He's saying once you in a relationship, don't help.
Once you in a relationship.
Like, he's like, it helped me get my relationship, but it don't help during it.
Yeah, okay, so that's what you're saying. All right.
Well, where do you date? Do you date on social media?
I've tried it. You try it?
Yeah.
What about apps?
Yeah, I've tried it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You give it a try, and it's just like, okay.
Gotcha.
I know exactly what you mean too. Like, okay.
Okay. So what apps have you tried? Like dating apps?
The last one that I tried was exclusively for black people called Black.
We were talking
we
about
heard
that.
about that.
Soul said she heard there's a lot of dicks on there.
Listen.
And Allie said, listen.
I canceled my subscription.
So
she was like, this is too much.
She was like, it's too much DPs.
I feel like you have
Dick pics, not devil penetration. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know it's early in the podcast to be talking about this, but go ahead.
Yeah, you gotta kind of roll. You gotta kind of roll with the punches.
Okay.
Like in this day, even at 38 years old, like you gotta kind of roll with the punches.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, because we were like having on the podcast about this before. The one single girl, Jade, she was like, I don't want to go on a bunch of dates because the guys are boring. I don't want to just date anyone. Like, how often do you date? Like, go on a date with someone? Not often?
Not often. No, like you really have to vet people.
Okay.
Like, you really have to, and I am the type of person where I'm like watching crime shows at home.
No,
me
you
too.
she sound like me.
Yeah,
I'll be saying that.
We
like,
had this conversation.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I always be saying that, like, I don't see how people date people on social media, because as a woman, like, I don't need to be getting bashed over my head or nothing when I come meet you.
Yeah, no, so you really have to vet people. I prefer for it to be organic, like you bump into someone in the grocery store, or you know what I'm saying,
or a friend introduce you to.
Yeah,
that's what I say. I like a referral. I like a referral, and I like, because I was explaining on the podcast before that when I was single, which I was single for like 21 to like 25 to like 27. I was single, so that was like a lot of dating in my 20s, you know. And when I would go on dates with guys, the first thing I would do is send like people close to me, like my location. Like they would know who I was going with. Like Simone was like the biggest person. She knew my location at all times. Like I would send her my location. She knew where I was going, who I was going with, you know. So if he did kill me, which he would have been able to kill me because I was already there, you know, at least they would know who killed me. Like for the most part. But it can be dangerous though. But I definitely like. They were saying like that they had gone on so many dates out of the DM that they didn't even remember how many dates it was. And I was like, I went on like 2 or 3 dates out of the DM. Like I can remember that off the top of my head.
But you know what? The dates that I have been on, thank God, like they have been cool.
Good.
Like, they've been cool. I think that if it wasn't for COVID and the pandemic and those kind of precautions, I would absolutely do it more. Like I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like at 38 years old, like I enjoy going out on dates. Like,
I'm really glad to hear you say that, because I feel like I say that all the time, and people are like, "Girl, who wants to keep going on dates with all these people?" Yeah. But I think it has something to do with like younger people. Also, I feel like have a harder time communicating with others. You know, because they're so used to like social media, the phone, text messaging and stuff like that. So like them going out and sitting at a table and talking to somebody.
It takes away the social aspect of it.
You know,
you're
like,
used to like interaction over a phone that you don't have to sit in front of someone.
I agree.
Interact.
I totally agree. And for us, we know how to talk to people. Like we can link with someone and have a conversation and You know what I mean? Go from there. So it's just like, why not?
Yeah.
You know, like, why not go out and meet a new person? So I'm glad that you said that. Okay, so that's really good.
So when you were dating, was social media a platform for you to date? You feel?
No, because I never like DM'd the girl.
No. Okay. So you
Like
didn't
ever?
DM your fiance?
Never.
She DM'd you?
No. What happened was I saw her on my timeline,
Okay.
and I don't DM people, so I
started liking mad shit?
No. I didn't even do that. What I did was I saw who our mutual friends was, and I saw like, all right, I rock with her. Let me ask her about her, and then it was like, where's she gonna be?
See, that's the old school.
It is, and I like that.
Right.
I like that.
That's what's up.
Right.
Okay.
You did the legwork.
You scattered her out. You went and met her, and now she's your fiance.
I think that's dope.
Oh
Yeah,
my
cheers to
goodness.
that.
So do you think dating was easier before social media?
Or
was it harder?
I think social media made it way easier.
Okay.
Because you only like
people.
before social media, you had to actually see the people
And be somewhere.
Yeah, you had to actually talk. You couldn't hide behind the DM and say something real quick and just send it. You had to really say it in front of them with confidence.
Yeah.
Right.
Like now, you could just say anything and just see if they catch
If
it.
it hit.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's true.
Gotcha.
So it's way easier.
Gotcha. What about sex? Do you think social media makes sex easier or more difficult?
I mean, I feel like it's easier to get women with social media.
Gotcha. Like, do you think that you could skip the sex of dating and just hit somebody up like I'm trying to hit?
How? Say that again. How
You like, so no. The answer is no.
What relationship you already have with the person? Like you just.
Well, like, all right. So the reason why I said that is because on the first, like, with the Generation X, they were saying that Generation Z, they were saying that they had a lot of one night stands or had a couple one night stands off of social media. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, well, how does that work? You know?
But is it the one night stand with? Because I feel like.
Because I don't think they automatically say it in the beginning. I think it's more or less we link up and they just all on that type time. Like we might Netflix and chill and I'm a hit.
Or it could be where like if you've been friends with somebody on Facebook for 4 years and never met them, you kind of like know them a little bit. Like you know their kids, like you know a lot about them. So when you link.
What do you think?
That's already 30 dates in.
Yeah.
He's like, I know who your mama is. I know what your daddy look like.
Yeah. So I feel okay. I see what you're saying. What about you? What do you think, Allie?
I feel like for a single woman, it's very easy.
Okay.
Yeah, you meet people and
It's easy.
it's easy.
Would you slide into a man's DMs?
I have.
Okay, girl. Okay. So, like, you might just, like, what do you say?
What's up? Like, you fine?
I'd be like, you fine.
You say, you fine.
What's up with it?
What's good with it? I hear that.
Am I the only girl who doesn't do it? Like, I feel like I gotta get with the times. Well, I don't now, but like, if I were to be single again, I gotta be more aggressive. Like,
not aggressive, but I don't know. Like he said, I think that's a tie with it too. It's like you meet people out. Like you'll meet somebody out, and you might exchange social medias, and even though you might not see them often. You know, if you single, they single, and they might like a picture here and there. Like all the stuff we was talking about with E-Man. Yeah. Our E-Man episode when he was like, you know, she might throw a care, I throw a care back.
Oh, yeah.
You know, stuff started happening.
You just staring on the black screen.
You know, he done like a bunch of pictures. It's like, why not? Like, like, what's good?
Right.
What you here for?
Right. It builds
Why
a rapport.
here?
Like social media builds a rapport just by following one another. Okay. So that's a vibe. I feel like that's definitely like something that an older person takes from social media. Yeah.
And then you got a block hole.
Hey, she a ghoster. So you ghost.
Oh, you be ghosting.
I'm out of here.
Yes.
That is my toxic trait.
What, girl?
That is my toxic trait.
So what have you ever like gone on a couple dates with a guy and then ghosted him?
For sure.
So have you ever gone on a couple dates with a guy and then told him why you didn't want to talk to him anymore?
For sure.
Okay, so
it just depends on the man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel that because I told you some men you have to ghost. You can't just.
That's true. I know that to be true. That's a thing for sure. Okay, that makes sense. So let me ask y'all this: on a scale from 1 to 10, how important is social media to you?
To me, it's very super important.
Because of what?
Just because of the nature of the stuff that I do.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's what we always talk about. It's like I do too much to not have social media.
Yeah.
That makes sense. How about you?
And I think on a personal level, on a relationship level, I feel like we share so much of our lives, right? So what is private? What don't you share?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I think that I've experienced where you post all the good stuff,
Right.
and you're just like, so what do you keep private? What do you post? What do you hold dear to yourself?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
We share where our kids go to school, but what is dear to our heart?
Right.
That's one thing I don't do. I do not share when my son go to school.
Yeah.
And I made a video about that maybe 6 years ago. I was like, why do y'all drop your kids off on the first day of school and tag the fucking school?
All right, that's wild. I definitely would not do that.
No, but people do that on the first day of school. They be like, dropping my kid off at Jag McGuire Elementary. Like, why are you telling it's mad pedophiles online? Like, that's literally my video was. I was like, it's pedophiles online. And you telling them what school your kid go to.
And even worse, it's like school shooters and shit. You know what I'm saying? Knock on wood, God forbid. But it's like, I'm already having an anxiety attack when I drop my child off at school on the first day.
Yeah, you got.
She's 100% right though.
Yeah, you definitely got to be hyper vigilant.
Yeah.
Just, I think some things you just have to preserve, and that's whatever your choice is.
Right.
How important is it to you though? Like social media?
I would say I would be okay with not having it if I met a partner that said
no.
Well, even without the partner, with right now, scale from 1 to 10, how do you think? How important is it?
I would say a 5 or 6, because now we're talking about a screen addiction and things like that. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably a 5 or a 6.
Yeah.
It'd be like that.
Yeah.
I will.
So much of what we do in regards to dating and our social aspects.
Especially with us being in the pandemic.
Yeah. For sure.
I get all my news from social media.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Me too.
I agree. I would say I always feel some type of way when iPhone's your screen time is up.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, no.
With the new update, they telling you how long you've been on social media in a day. I'm like,
Yeah.
Don't read me.
I'm not updating my phone. This is exactly why I don't like updates. Because you're trying to play me now, iPhone. Okay. Yeah, so that's a lot. Gotcha. So, all right. So let me just make sure we clear up this question. So no one night stands out of the DM. That came from out of the DM, right?
Nah, because I don't DM.
Oh, yeah, you said that. But
but what if nobody ever slid in your DMs?
I was going to say.
I know they are.
I'm it's too much going on. First of all, I'm in a relationship, so
we
don't have a 4-year relationship.
Before that, I wasn't heavy into. I don't know. When I was single, when I was single, I was promoting parties too. So it was a lot going on. That's different. But I wasn't I don't come from nobody in DM. I wait till I see you.
Okay, so social media has always just been for business, mostly for you.
It's for entertainment. It's for business. But
I get it though. He's like, I want the in-person.
For sure.
Dating,
that's the only way to go.
It's so easy for you to tell me no in the DM, and I'd rather.
I totally feel you, and I think that as women who are our age, it's we want that. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, definitely. I always talk about that. Every time this topic comes up, I always say, when I was dating, I didn't date people that I didn't know. I wasn't meeting people on social media and dating them.
I literally remember, one date I went on off of social media, and we were so embarrassed the whole time we dated. We dated, we had, 3 dates that we met off of social media. It was just, we kept saying, yo, what if we work? Then we're going to have to tell our kids we met off social media. We met off of sliding the DM. But the thing is, from rip, he was like, yo, is your brother so, he knew my brother. So it was and my brother was he's a good guy, so it was really a referral, but it just felt weird that we met in the DM. And he was our age too. I think he was older than me a little bit. So it was like, we just felt so self-conscious about it.
I mean, that's a good thing with social media now, though. Because remember, I dated a long time ago, so it wasn't as advanced as it is today. But I feel like nowadays it's easier to find people to date on social media that have a lot of mutual friends as you. Because, you know, that's all they remind us about. Like, you have this many mutual friends with this person. Remember, Dawn was saying that she was like, yeah, like when I find somebody on a dating app, I go to their Instagram.
Yes.
And I see if I have mutual friends with them.
Yes.
And then I'll talk to my mutual friends about them.
Dom did say that, yeah.
I was like, yeah, like that. It's like a referral program, like you were saying.
Yep. The referrals is, I feel like a referral is good, you know? It may not, Allie's like, no, not a referral. Have you had a lot of friends try to play matchmaker? And
No, thank God.
Okay. Good. When I was single, my friends always did it to me. Like, their husbands would be like, or boyfriends would be like, why are you single? And then they would try to hook me up with somebody and it'd be the wrong guy.
I don't think that my friends like really would know my type.
Really?
Because it could vary.
Yes.
Like, that's what I do like about social media. I like the fact that like
It's an assortment.
Yeah, there's an assortment in terms of like in
options.
A relationship sense. Like there's lots of options.
Right. Right.
So no, I don't think my friends would know.
Okay, like what even to choose for you. Gotcha. My friends didn't either. They were just choosing anything. Trust me. They were like, oh, well, he's single. Try him out. And it wasn't a vibe. So that makes sense. So do you want to go into our I'll do what's really good. Y'all ready for what's really good?
What is really good?
Because I do want to kind of have this convo, especially with like you, Antoine, more because you're like almost married. So let's talk about T.I. and Tiny and these and these allegations that have come out about them, which is like, first of all, I feel like if you know T.I. and Tiny, you know they've been in a relationship forever. They got mad kids, some outside the relationship, but they're a blended family. You know, they've been in jail. They done did everything, you know, and now these rape allegations are coming out and they're saying it wasn't rape. We were just having threesomes. We were having fun, you know, like whatever, you know. So with that being said, first of all, do you feel like it's okay to invite someone into your relationship? Do you feel like it's okay to invite someone into your relationship?
No, I'm not inviting nobody into my relationship.
Gotcha.
Okay, so that means no threesomes.
No threesomes.
With other women.
Not with my lady. I wouldn't do that.
Okay. Gotcha.
So have you ever had a threesome?
Yeah.
He's like, what? Huh? That's that
I
man
feel like
thing.
that was prevalent in the 90s because that's where you probably had your reign, like the 90s.
The 90s.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the Greek picnic. Freak
Yeah.
me. You was out there pumping to Uncle Luke,
Spring break
probably
and whatnot.
grabbing titties on trucks.
Like, grabbing titties on trucks.
Like that's how they were.
Riding on the truck, just grabbing that titty like as you go.
It was wild though. It was wild.
Like,
You
yeah,
can imagine like the stuff that they was doing.
I can.
Yeah.
I mean, it was crazy.
You was in there, right?
I was.
Which ones did you go to?
I
Like
caught all of them. I caught
what years, if you don't mind me
Myrtle
asking?
Beach. I caught Freak Mix. I caught all of Asbury Park.
Oh, they used to have a freak
Philly
in Asbury?
at the Plateau all the time.
Okay.
Asbury Freak. They had the Freak at Asbury. Well, it wasn't called the Freaknik. It was the I forgot what the fraternity called it. But yeah, I caught all of them. That was late 90s. Yeah, I caught them all.
Gotcha. Okay. How about you, Allie? Are you down for a threesome?
Probably at this stage, no.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
You think you're past that? Like you would
I
if
think
you were.
that you experience it and you figure out what you like and what you don't like.
Yeah.
You go from there.
Okay.
So you've had one.
I'm 38.
Look, let me sip this drink.
Look, I'm 38. Listen.
I'm 38. I'm grown.
I'm responsible, like all of those things.
Okay.
I get it.
Yeah. Gotcha.
I'm not against it. I say to each his own. Like,
I want to do something that we always do here, which is a question game. So we're all going to ask a question and we all have to answer it. Sound good? All right, let's start with you, Antoine.
but listen, no, the rules are it gotta be spicy.
Oh, it got to be spicy.
Like this is the spicy question game.
Oh, y'all don't have a spicy question? It could be like kind of spicy.
I was just gonna ask, what's your preference, younger or older?
Okay, that's a good question.
And the explanation about why.
Yours kind of steals from mine, but I'm gonna still ask mine. But I'll go first since I just spoke up first. Yeah, exactly. I like older for sure. I cannot date a younger guy. I dated one and it was trash. It just wasn't a thing. I feel like men mature slower, mostly in general, and so it's just not gonna work. So I don't like younger men at all. I actually like at least like 2 years plus older than me.
I mean, I would say definitely not younger.
Okay.
Like, I wouldn't date younger. So it was kind of like, we either gotta be the same age or you gotta be older than me.
Okay.
I mean, I only dated like one person that's the same age as me. But for the most part, I'm not dating younger.
Gotcha.
That's like not happening.
Okay. How about you?
I've done both.
Mm-hmm.
And as of late, for me personally, younger has been a breath of fresh air.
I feel like, no, can I butt in real quick? I do feel like, though, once you start getting older, younger is the way you go. It's like a pendulum. It's like when you're a younger woman, you aim for the older men. And as you get older, it's like you aim for not saying that you might not have a man that's older than you, but like you said, it's like a breath of fresh air to date younger men.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think if you start back over somewhere in your 30s, it's okay to maybe late 30s date a little younger.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like, I feel like as we get older, we do find it better to date younger.
Yes.
But you know what hasn't been terrible? Like, even the men my age that I've dealt with, like, they've been okay too.
Okay.
They've been alright.
Okay.
I think maturity comes into play, like you were saying. Like, I feel like as you get older as a woman too, it is easier to date younger because the men are more mature, even though they're younger than you.
Exactly. Yes, that's true. That's
So I
true.
feel like for us, if we date younger, it's like we're just transitioning into being,
We're dating a 25-year-old.
Yeah,
And
like
that's
he
not a
just
thing,
got out of college. Like, what the fuck? He don't, he's still figuring it out. Because I mean, at 25, I was still figuring it out. So it's like, I don't think because I'm transitioning into being, not saying an adult, but I'm going into my 30s.
I agree.
It's a whole new world, as I always say.
A whole new world. No, but I agree, and I think like let me know if y'all think this is true. I feel like 25 to 26 to me was a big transition. Like when I was 25,
it was.
You
It
know
was like
what I
the
mean?
hump.
It was the hump. It was the hump. It was like, all right, I'm 25. I'm living life on the fast
It's
lane.
like turn up, and then at 25, it's like you coming down a little bit, like.
And then 26
settling.
is like, all right, I'm about to be 30. I gotta start getting my stuff together. You know what I mean?
It's like you
So
winding down from all the fast stuff.
So we can't go younger. If we go younger, it's like they still out here.
They're not ready, but I feel like she said at 38, you going younger, those men are, like we're saying, like they're probably transitioning into being, more mature. They're not partying as much, or are they?
They starting to figure it
Like
out.
the early 30s, do you find like those men are still partying?
I think that they are, if they're like serious about life, because that's important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If they're serious about life, then they're starting to get it together.
Yeah.
But not enough for me to like take it serious.
Serious.
You still
It's
got
fun.
a long way to go.
Yeah.
Right? So you just enjoy people as they come.
Yeah.
Like,
That's me. I'm like,
Don't-
people are, like we always say, you can't possess people, you
just
experience them.
them.
So,
It's my favorite quote.
Don't box yourself in, and don't box people in.
Yeah.
Like, and enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's just superficial, but I feel like men age up. Like I feel like men are sexier when they're older. Like a nice man with a salt and pepper like beard or something. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so sexy. Where it's like with women, my boyfriend always says he's gonna trade me in for the new model. I'm like, wow. I mean, clearly.
No, but that's what I'm about to say. And men are the opposite. It's like when you're young, you want the older woman.
Yes.
You want the older.
Yeah,
you
want
feel,
like that's my
it
old
make you
head.
feel good. Like, oh, what? You dating who? I'm dating a woman that's 8 years older than me. Like,
Right.
and as they get older, they start to date younger.
Yeah, they're like,
That's
yeah.
exactly what happened to me. When I was 16, I had two girls, 24 and 25.
Damn.
Oh
Older,
wow.
yeah.
So is your fiance older or younger?
She younger.
Okay.
As I got older, I didn't older.
Okay.
Would you date a woman your age?
I wouldn't prefer to.
Why not?
See, that's what I'm saying.
I want to know why.
I mean, I'm gonna say this: if I were to encounter an older woman and the vibe was there, I wouldn't say no because of your age. But
It's
for
not
me,
your
it's
preference.
just
I mean,
been-
everybody has a preference.
as I got older, it was younger women.
Gotcha. Okay. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Do you have a question for us?
I don't have a question yet. I did have it and I lost it, so come back to it.
Okay, we'll come back. We'll come back. Let me actually piggyback off yours because mine was very similar. And mine was, what's your type? So what's your type? I want to know what everyone's type is. Starting with you, Twan.
I don't think I have a type.
Okay.
I do like I like brown skin. I like thick. I like independent, educated.
Good type. That's a nice type. I pictured like a beautiful.
And that's not even my type. Like, it's all about like, for the most part, it's characteristics. Like,
well, his was like half
that's
physical,
what I'm saying.
half characteristics.
Yeah, it's kind of like that too. Like, it's a mix. Like we were talking about this earlier.
You do have a type.
No, I don't. I feel like I've dated so many different men. The men I've dated are all different, but for different reasons. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I have different things that I like about men.
Yeah.
But like I said, it could be physique. Like, I'm really big on, like, in regards to their body or how they look.
I feel like you like a prettier man, like handsomer.
I do love some cheekbones.
You like a pretty boy. You want his cheeks to be not a pretty boy in the sense of.
Like, I've definitely dated men that didn't, but they had something else that I like.
Yeah.
Like I said, like, even with characteristics, like, I like men who are funny, who have humor, like a sense of humor.
For sure.
Somebody that's really chill. Because I mean, even though I do all this stuff, I'm still very chill. Like, I like to chill. Like, I like somebody that's chill, not somebody that's too much. You know. So I mean, I might meet a man that don't have high cheekbones, but
he's still chill. Pretty.
He cute.
He pretty. He cute. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's true with her. But I think
it's supporting. I mean, I feel like I have to be with somebody that's supportive.
For sure.
I have a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's true. How about you?
I don't know that I have a type.
Okay.
I know that I love black men.
I hear
that.
Shout out to the black men.
Shout out to the black men. That's
like a black man. So that's my top preference.
Yes.
I'm 5'11", so I prefer a man that's tall.
That's all.
I think it really depends on the day.
Yeah. How you feeling when you meet
how I'm
him?
Feeling. But I like men that are healed.
Okay.
I hear that.
Okay.
I like men that are whole.
Okay. That is a word, sis. That is a word.
Because we talked about that on the podcast with Steven and Dom about
damaged people,
broken people,
attracting broken people. Yes, absolutely. I definitely think that to say from all of y'all, I definitely have a type, but none of the men I've ever been with are that. So I do like dark-skinned men, but all my men be light-skinned. It just happens that way. I don't mean for it to. It's just what happens. Like, it's just what I attract. Even though I want me a chocolate man, it just never comes to fruition. So whatever. I do like chocolate men though, and I don't care about your height or anything like that. I just like you to be chocolate.
You can't be short.
I don't mind short men.
I've dated shorter and I don't like it. You have to be taller than me.
You gotta be taller than me. No, you gotta be taller than me. But I'm 5'5", so that's. I mean,
5'8", you gotta be taller than me.
Yeah.
I gotta be able to put on heels and we at least be the same height.
You gotta be soul's height for me to deal with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be a little bit taller than me at least. But I used to be more into short guys because I felt like tall guys would short guys would overcompensate with personality and what they didn't have in height, you know? So like they would have more personality and more charisma, and I needed all of that. Like, I like a strong man, but I also like a strong silent type. So like not like loud and boisterous, but like just strong and like walks into the room and makes you feel him with his presence. You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much it. I don't like guys with hair. I do like a funny guy, like meaning like I don't like locks, like or braids or a ponytail.
I'm about to say, you might as well say hair.
Yeah,
I mean,
because it sounds like I just only want a bald man. I do like bald men, but you also can just have a fade.
You can have a low cut. You can have a deep wave. She like niggas from Harlem, so
I that? Oh, because yeah, girl.
Wow,
That is good.
Like,
That was good.
I really
Listen, fellas, y'all need y'all ways back. Hit up my mom and share wonders.
Yes, please.
Yes,
She
Share
got y'all on
wonders.
The man weaves, the waves look real. You in there?
Yes.
Okay. What town is that in?
Burlington.
Burlington. Share wonders. She got you on the ones and
Period.
twos.
No, please don't have
He not gonna tell you it's a man weave. You're not gonna
It doesn't
know.
matter. Like, I just miss men with hair.
That's why you going younger. You like, I need them waves back.
Mhm.
I feel you though. I've dated a lot of bald guys, and I don't mind it, but I do like facial hair though.
Yeah.
No, I like facial.
I like facial hair. I don't know. That's the Northeast girl in me. Like I feel like it's us because we right next to Philly. Be like, where your Sunni at? You know.
Not where your Sunni
Oh, where your
at.
Sunni at? But I don't have a man with that either. So it's just like it doesn't matter. It's more so about who you are as a person.
Absolutely.
You know, being funny is definitely a way to crack that ass. Isn't that what?
Yeah, he was like, if she crack a smile, you could crack her ass or something. I was like, okay.
In episode 7, Garnett
true,
would tell y'all that being funny is definitely. I would deal with a guy who's completely not my type if he was funny. You know,
For sure.
because I just be laughing the whole time. I can't help it. You know, like
Definitely.
a laugh and a leader, like a leader. Even as a strong woman, a Leo woman, I'm a strong woman, but it's like I still want you to be able to lead me. You know, at least be my partner so that when I'm done leading, you can pick up where I left off. Like, you know, tap in, like we were saying, like in a boxing ring. When I can't fight no more, can you come in and, you know what I'm saying? Well, that's wrestling that they tap them in, right? All right, well, when I can't do no more, you know, people's elbows, can you come? You know, the rock.
But what I was thinking was about like the house phone, because you know back then,
Oh,
by the time we were dating, there were cell phones. When they were dating, there wasn't cell phones. Like when they were teenagers, yeah, you know, having to beep them or having to use the phone, the house phone to call somebody, and then you leave the house. You only can hit somebody on their pager for the most part, or car phones. Like,
I mean, we've been on dates without phones.
no, that's what I'm saying. No social
like
media.
you couldn't send a location because you ain't have no phone.
Right.
That's I can't imagine that. I cannot imagine that.
Yes.
Yo,
MapQuest. Remember having to print out MapQuest? My mom's like, get on MapQuest and print that shit out.
and take it. And I'm really bad with direction too, so it would
You
be
really
a
had to
struggle.
read that joint. Like, we gotta, and then you gotta estimate how long y'all been going because you don't know how many miles you done went. You gotta read the signs. And that's how I know in 295, if you notice, they have mile signs.
Yeah,
And I only know that from doing MapQuest. But I'm pretty sure young people will be like, they got markers on the highway?
Exact. I didn't know until like 2 years ago when I got in an accident on my way to work. And it was an old lady, she rear-ended me and she was like, on the phone with the cop. She was like, mile marker 14. I was like, what the fuck is a mile marker?
Okay, so my question is, when you guys were younger, because there may not have been, all right, so you know what? When you guys were younger, did you party in your teenage years?
Yeah.
Probably not enough.
Okay, but did you party at all?
Yeah.
I partied a lot.
Okay, in your high school
More
years?
so in college.
Okay, more in college. Okay, so when you were partying in your high school years in regards to dating, like, do you think it was, I mean, you guys already said it's probably easier now, but back then, just walk us through how it was to date at that time.
Like I was meeting people out.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely met people out.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was more or less not really dating on social media. You were meeting people in person.
Yeah, meeting people.
And I mean, for you, like you said, there wasn't no social media when you started dating.
nah.
So for you in your time during high school, you know, do you think that played a part on you dating, partying? Like that was your main way to kind of date people or meet people?
Girls.
That's what I'm saying, to meet people.
Like, we would see, like, regularly, we would see the girls in the neighborhood, but in order to see all the girls, you had to go to the party.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And how was that not having like a cell phone, or, you know, you want to keep in communication with this person, but you don't have social media?
it was the beepers. We had the beepers back.
Page me real quick.
So hit with the little code. She sent the code. Hit the payphone.
Oh yeah, payphones, man. Payphones are extinct right now.
You hit the payphone, and then you call a house phone.
But can I say something real quick though? Just because he worked for payphone, that's how you know you was on the block.
Yeah, definitely.
This nigga was like, use the payphone. He didn't even say like you at your man house and use his house phone. I use the house phone. He said, nigga, I'm on the corner, so
that's
payphone.
Like, let me hop on my block and call
We
my.
wasn't there to catch the phone calls because we was outside.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so we had to have our beepers on. Then you take the beeper and you go to the run to somebody's house or run to the payphone.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I see.
Okay.
So it wasn't like they couldn't know where we was at. It's no locations or nothing. They gotta ride down the block to see if we there. So.
Okay, like I gotta go down that block to Antoine be on the find him.
So you was on the block. Do you mind me asking, did you do time?
I did.
Okay. Did you have somebody hold you down?
For a majority of it, for the most part, yeah.
How long was your bid?
I did 4 and some change.
Oh, that's a long
If
bid.
you don't mind me asking, do you think that, like you said, she didn't hold you down the whole time? I want to know your feeling during it and after. Like, did you feel like she was being selfish or did you respect her decision?
So what happened was when I first went away, I told her, like, she was a couple years younger than me. So I told her, like, I think you should, do your thing because I'm probably gonna be gone for a little while. I really thought I was gonna be gone for a year at that time, but the way I was raised, I was like, I hope that I could talk to her and everything, but I'm not expecting
hold her back.
Yeah. She's still young too, so I'm not expecting her to do that. But she said she was gonna hold it down, and then I ended up doing more than the time that I expected. I always tell them coming home, but it was like 2 years, 3 years. So like, even like in the middle of it, I told her like, it's probably best that I really didn't want it, but I was telling her because I didn't want to hurt.
Oh, so it wasn't her that told you. It was you that kind of gave her the go ahead.
I had a lot of respect for her.
That's what's up.
That is what's up.
I respect that because
super respectable.
And that's why I wanted to ask that question because I feel like I have so many men that I know that have done time. And I do want to ask them about that because I feel like as a woman, I don't know, I would be very conflicted with that.
Yeah, it would be hard.
Like, and I wouldn't want someone to feel like just because I'm, not that I'm giving up on them, but now I have to make a decision for me.
Yeah. It would be a lot.
That's what I'm saying. But then at the same time, you're like, dang, I don't want this person to feel like the only person they have is gone while they're going through such a hard time. Like,
and if I really love them, I would.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that would be like,
I would have to at least write them and talk on the phone, like pay for minutes for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I might not be faithful to you, but you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna definitely put money on your books, son.
It was like even when to the point where she like moved on, she still like would send stuff through. Like,
okay,
I wouldn't hear from her, but I some stuff would come through from me, and
that would be me.
That's what's up.
It'd be like, I got love for you, so I'm not just gonna let you.
No,
you know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna stop my life. You know, like, unless you were hustling and you was paying, like you were taking care of me. If you were holding me down on the outside, I'm gonna hold you down on the inside. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like that too. Like, it's a lot of dudes that don't do that, and you probably treat her real bad before you go in. You can't really expect that.
Yeah, like how can you expect me to hold you? Didn't even hold me down out here. How am I supposed to hold you down?
Yeah,
like we always talk about that, like being reciprocal. Like
reciprocity is like the number one thing.
I gotta be able to think that you gonna do it for me.
Exactly. You gonna hold me down if I go in? Yeah.
Like my thing is, if you couldn't be faithful outside, what make you think I'm about to be faithful outside while you inside?
Right.
Like I'm just saying, I'm not saying that I would be out here just doing whatever, but it's like I just don't understand when people ask things of people that they wouldn't give them.
I agree.
And you don't even have the same restrictions.
I agree.
Like that doesn't even make sense.
Reciprocity is just important. I feel like across the board, you know, like friendships, any relationship you have, like you got to be reciprocal. Just period.
And let me ask you this too, because I feel like when I'm going through my friend requests and stuff, like I do find a lot of men requesting me that are in prison, things of that such. And I do also see a lot of women that I know that meet men in prison or meet men right before they go into their bed and maybe start dating them later on. Was there anybody after that point that you might have started dating before you got out? Like, did you come out to something?
Nah, because
like an old friend hit the line, like she sent you a kite or something. You like, okay,
nah, because I did my bid. Like I felt like the girls who I knew that was gonna probably fall off early, I was talking to them early because I was like, they probably send me some money, mail, whatever. But the ones that I felt like was gonna stay for a while, I talk to them like every 3 months or every 6 because I didn't want to burn them out.
That was smart. That's
So
very smart.
So I broke up my bid like that.
That's methodical.
But did you come out to something? That's what I'm saying. Like, was there somebody that you might have got real close to?
What happened was the girl I had been with in the beginning, she had kind of fell off at the end, like I said, but she kept holding me down a little bit. But when she found out that I was coming home, she made the call to my mom's and was like, she wanted to get in contact with me. She wanted me to call her, and I called her. I really thought I was coming home to like just wild out, but when she said, she was like, let's make this work. Like she knew I was coming back. So
I left for a little bit, but I'm back.
Are you like a relationship guy?
Yeah.
I could tell. I could tell. I'm like, yeah, he like a relationship.
I don't stay single long.
Okay. Yeah. I feel like for men it's more difficult than women to stay single for a long time. Because it's like, I don't know, women.
Well, it depends. Because I know, like, people like E-Man talking about something. He not
be single
forever.
Married
92.
Or even Drees. It's like, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. A lot of men I know are like.
But there are definitely, I feel like majority of men are more prone to be in relationships.
They like to have the stability of a woman.
Even if they're still having their fun.
But when I was E-Man and Drees age, I never saw marriage though. Even though I might have been in relationships, I couldn't see marriage.
How old were you when you proposed?
This was 3 years. 3 years ago now.
Okay.
So late 30s.
Late 30s, yeah. I didn't see marriage until then.
Gotcha.
In my late 30s. I didn't see marriage. Like, marriage wasn't for me until I was like...
I feel like that as a woman, it makes me hopeful, you know? Because I feel like I've met a lot of men, like being a single woman, I'm like, you were going to be a fuckboy for life, you know? But they didn't even touch late 30s yet, you know? So they
Drees said 40.
Yeah, he definitely said 40. E-Man said 92.
But nah, Drees said 40.
Right one, all of that could change.
That's first of all, that's that on that. Because like you said earlier, when you meet somebody that's organic, it's like, I'm getting married. Like, you know, like we good, we gonna rock out. So that's really a beautiful thing.
Let me ask you, just as a segue to what we just spoke about, have you ever held anybody down?
No.
Okay.
She's like, no.
She's like, no.
Have you so?
No.
I didn't think so. I was just making sure.
Once I start getting them calls from jail, I'm like,
no.
Woo, child. Go. Go. I'm Casper. As soon as them calls from jail start, and that's no offense, but
if you was a good dude to people on the streets, they gonna answer your phone.
What a dudes for me were calling me from jail years after I dealt with them.
Okay,
like,
same.
Why are you calling me?
Same.
You ain't talked to me in 2 years. Now I'm saying you probably need bail money. Like I'm thinking you probably need clean drawers.
Exactly.
You probably need socks.
You don't got nobody else.
We don't even talk.
I totally relate.
It's different if I was dating somebody and they went to jail.
Then
you get what I'm saying? That's
different.
But
that's what I'm saying. Like that's how I broke up my bid. Like somebody who I had been dealing with we was still cool. I didn't even talk to them in the beginning. So me talking to them 2 years after they haven't heard from me is like, oh, they was happy to hear from me.
I mean,
that's so methodical. That's so good.
Listen,
that's so good.
I get it, but it's because I feel like you're a good dude, and this is nothing against the dudes I dealt with, but I always say like my exes don't exist.
Yeah, she says all.
You know, because I feel like they're not me personally. Like I don't want to offend nobody because I know y'all still be watching.
Period.
But it's different when you're dealing with different types of men. So I just feel like they're the type of men like you dog me out and then think 3 years later you can hit me up from jail. For what? What are we talking about? Like, see, that's different. It's different though, because you're saying you built rapport with these women. Like, you had really good friendships with them. You knew that you could call and be like, oh my God, Antoine, I ain't heard from you in a minute.
Yep.
That's different than us ending on terrible terms and I ghost you.
Yep.
I'm gonna ghost you as soon as you call me from jail. I would ghost you.
Yeah.
Ghost. I'm out.
Yeah.
That'd be a night of disappointment and heartbreak. Like, damn.
And then you guys, right? And you sitting in the.
She hung up on me. I heard her.
And just the fact that you still know my number by heart too. Like, why do you know my number by heart? Like, why am I in your? Because it's like it's a time where it's like even back then, like that was 10 years ago. It's still like we had cell phones and stuff. Like,
yeah.
Why do you know my shit off the back of your head after 3 years?
I've had it happen, and I remember being smart and posting because there's only one guy I ever dated that would even like was that type of guy. He was in the streets, you feel me? So he went to jail, but he had already left me for his baby mom.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like
you already was out
all stuff for you, and then we trying to call you from jail.
His
Like,
baby mom wasn't picking up, so he decided to call me, and I posted on social media to be smart. I'm like, why am I getting calls from Camden County Municipal Building or whatever it is? Like, there, thank you. There, she's like, Davey, keep calling me. No, you're absolutely right.
You got a call from.
Yes, it be coming up in my memories. I remember his friend hitting me up like, yo, it's probably so and so. I'm like, well, please tell him to stop calling me because it's not happening. I'm not picking up.
And then they'd be like, put your card number in. Like, I'm not about to pay to talk to you.
The fuck?
I've
never paid to talk to you.
Collect maybe, but
yeah, try again, sir. Yeah.
No, but that's what's up. They be trying to catch. That just tells the type of man you are. You get what I'm saying in regards to having rapport with women. That's what's up.
Yeah. And you came a long way. Yeah. You know, because it's like you was in the streets, in the bank, and now you like, I'm helping the youth. You know, so that's awesome.
In a compliment or not?
No, but I'm open to it.
Okay.
I'm open to it.
I would say the same thing. Like, I have a personal toy, but I wouldn't say that I bring toys into my bedroom, like on that type of time. But like she said, I'm definitely open to it. I feel like the older I've gotten.
Really quick, I want to say this. This is just like a side note, but Soul actually, like 2 Mother's Days ago, she bought all her girlfriends toys.
All my girlfriends that are mothers, I bought them all vibrators.
All the mothers, yep. Good ones too. That suck. They actually suck. And that, like, I still haven't used it, but it's always in the back of my head, like, I need to use that toy. Like, you know, like, that was a really good.
Because I'm all about self-love. Like, at the end of the day, I feel like when it comes to sex, and it's not even on nothing, like, I'm not a man basher or nothing like that. I'm not saying that men can't please you because I love sex.
Yeah,
you already know that.
Yes.
But true. I do feel like as a woman, you can't put everything on a man.
No.
Meaning, like, a lot of women, like, I never had an orgasm. Well, you need to learn yourself. You need to learn how to give yourself an orgasm, and then you can tell your man.
Yeah.
So I agree. I agree that with women, it's about self-love. Find what you like. You know, play with yourself a little bit. I don't do dildos. I don't be. That's not my thing. But I do have vibrators. I just have fun. Figure it out, and then that way you can tell your man. You're like, oh, I tried this, and
you want to try it too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm for it, but I don't do it currently. How about you and your fiance?
I'm for whatever she
wants to do. That's a good question for an engagement.
She's nah, not really. I thought.
Would you feel intimidated if she said she had a toy?
Nah.
No. Okay. Nah. Can I ask you a super sidebar question that has nothing to do with this episode? Okay. How did you propose?
I actually got the video. I proposed at she had my son. I proposed at the baby shower.
Oh.
I actually used we were supposed to be playing the game. It was supposed to be a game, and her daughter and my daughters were holding the boxes, but the boxes actually had an engagement ring in it. So she thinks she's playing a game, like all the kids opening a different box. It was like a big box that turns into a smaller box. And I had the DJ set it up, and he got to the
I love a good proposal. That's why I asked.
When it got to that smaller box, I grabbed the box from my daughter, and
got on your knee.
He put the Wale.
Matrimony.
Yeah. That on and on. I started dancing a little bit in front of her.
It's a question of my heart. You got it.
Yes,
that's a vibe. That's what's up. That's cute. So cute.
That's my shit. Oh, I love that. I love a good proposal. I'm sorry, I had to do it. I just love good proposals.
And speaking of your son, are you guys both parents? Do you have kids?
I do not have kids.
Oh, okay.
She a doula, so she got a lot of kids.
She's like,
that ain't hers.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that. She's like, I done gave birth to a lot of kids.
Yes.
Not for me.
No, that's a beautiful thing. Do you want kids?
She's like, I done seen the childbirth dude.
It's a lot.
Yeah, and I don't want to go on the record and say it because who knows what, like.
You don't know yet.
Like,
yeah, you don't know.
But if I had to answer this is a spicy question.
Yeah.
Women have this like whole expectation of like what they should want. And, like,
This can count for your question if we could talk to you about this a little bit, because this is important from a 38-year-old woman. Like, do you want kids?
I don't want to have kids. Like, it was never like high on your list of things to do.
Yeah.
Being a doula and having experience, like being a parent takes a lot. It takes a lot of time, attention.
It takes
care,
everything.
all of those things. And when you've gotten to where I am in life, I'm like, that would slow me all the way down.
Yeah.
It'll slow me all the way down, and I don't know if that's like a safe answer.
No, I don't think that's a safe answer. I think that's real.
I feel like there's no wrong answer to that question, because it all depends on you as a woman. Like,
yes.
You can't tell a woman she should have kids.
No.
That's not something you should tell somebody. I just feel like there's certain things in life, and that's one of them, that you should not tell anybody how they should feel about it.
No, never. And even if a woman gets like engaged or married, you should never be like, oh, so when's the baby coming? You should never do that to a woman. Like, just in general. Like,
and because you don't even know what the backstory is. I could have been trying to have a kid the last 5
years,
and you don't know that.
Right.
And now you're asking me, oh, you're 38, why you don't have any kids? And then now, knowing me, not saying that I've been through it, but I'm the type of person, now I'm about to make you feel like shit. I'm about to be like, oh, okay, because I tried 5 times and it ain't work.
It ain't work, so now what
now
you
make you feel
say?
stupid.
Yes.
So please, people, don't ask women.
Don't do that.
Don't pick these questions about motherhood just because of someone's age, or like, even with me, I feel like a lot of people try to pressure me into having a second kid. It's like, your kid is getting so old. They're not even gonna know each other. It's just like,
or getting married. For me,
I'm
it's
not
getting
ready.
married.
Like, I'm not ready to have another kid, and I haven't been. So it's like, I'm gonna do it when I'm ready to have another kid, not when someone else's expectations of me to have another kid is.
Yeah, like I was saying, like for me, it's getting married. Like, I have a kid. I have a boyfriend who is my son's father, and I feel like people are always just like, well, when's the wedding coming?
Yeah, that too. Like,
and I'm like, can we just be baby dad and baby mom? Mind your business. Maybe that's what we want to do. You know what I'm saying? We were both great parents. Don't worry about what we're doing over here. It's really just not your business. So it's just like, I don't know. You got to be more sensitive.
Like we engaged. Like, when is the marriage coming?
Like, when's the wedding?
I didn't even think about that.
No, people do. I do. People put pressure on people with that too. Like,
heck yeah.
The thing is, people don't realize an engagement doesn't mean we're getting married right now.
It means you committed to want to get married.
Yeah, we're working towards the wedding.
We'll decide when we getting married. Mind your business. We engaged right now. It's my fiance for however long.
Like, when you get married.
Okay.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like, when you get engaged.
Okay.
When you gonna get engaged?
Okay.
Like, no.
That's a really good point.
You just be very precautious of the things you say to people.
Exactly.
You just never know.
You just never know. And there's nothing wrong with a woman not wanting a kid. I feel
There's
like
nothing wrong with it.
For me, I had my son when I was 27. So I was like fairly older, you know, like that's still young, but whatever. Like, but I didn't want a kid. Like when I all the way up until I was 25, I was like, I ain't having no kids. What do I look like having a kid? And for real. And honestly, when I hit like 26, like for some reason I just wanted a kid. I'm like, I feel like I have to have a kid. And I met my boyfriend and we both felt the same way and we had a kid. Like, you know? And it's like I always say this, like me and my boyfriend are not married, we're not engaged, but if we never really get married or engaged, I would be okay with him just us being parents, you know? Like us being because he loves my son just how I love my son. And if my son had 2 loving parents, that would be enough for me. You know, I wouldn't, he doesn't, like if we're not married and his dad married somebody else or I married somebody else, that's fine too.
Speaking of that really quickly, so I'm going to ask.
Wait, do you not, wait.
I'm just asking.
Hold on, no.
Because you said it quick.
I want to respond to that. Can I respond to that real quick?
Yeah.
Can you remember what you were saying? Because I don't want to cut you off.
Good.
Okay. Because this is important. I do feel like it really is. Like, especially, go ahead.
Are you thinking about the part where when they take their family pictures and everything?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Oh, yes. I would hope that I could be there to be like, all right, can I make sure August is dressed right? And that's my son thing. I'm sorry.
No.
Oh, I can't even be there?
What? It's their family pictures.
All right.
First of all, it's her fault.
Because it's like, he is my baby. So, but you're right. If she wants to dress my son however she wants to dress for their family picture, that's fine. Because we're going to have flyer family pictures. Like him and I. And we be honest, y'all can't dress my baby like I can dress my baby. So I'll be like, it's okay. Y'all going to take y'all cute little family pictures because ours going to be better. Honestly, I wouldn't matter. Like, to be honest, I always say this. Like, I really enjoy being single. My boyfriend knows that. Like, he met me being a single woman, living my life. Like, I enjoyed it. As any of my friends will tell you, I really enjoy being a single woman. So if I went back to that, I'd be fine. If I find a new man, that I'd be fine. He ain't gonna meet my son until we engage, you know? So that's one thing. But like, if my man found a new woman who was good to my child, I'm only gonna be good to her. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't be mad.
I don't know, but there's a thin line between that though.
What do you mean?
And the only reason why I say that is because his perception of this woman might not be who she really is. And we always talk about representatives. So I feel like we would have to establish a timeline.
That's true.
Because we always talk about like, my son ain't meeting a man until I'm engaged.
Right.
Like, you ain't just gonna be in my crib playing PlayStation with my son and I just met you 3 months ago. That's not a thing.
Yes.
So I feel like we would have to set boundaries. Like, you could date.
You can't control what he does.
I can't control what he does, but I feel like we would have to come to some type of middle ground to where it's like, I need you to at least know this woman before you have my son around her. You get what I'm saying? True. She could be known for working at daycares and burning little kids with cigarettes. I don't fucking know. And you don't know that either. You only knew her for 3 months. Like, I need you to be able to, we have to have a guideline of who these people are we're bringing around our kid and when we're doing it.
I agree. I totally agree. And I feel like me and my boyfriend do have that agreement.
No, that's what I'm saying.
But it don't matter because we could break up and he could be like, F you, I'm gonna introduce, you know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter. But in that case, I would do my research, make sure she's straight. And if she's straight, I'm not gonna give no problems. If she's not straight and she burning kids with cigarettes, I'm going to court. Like, that's simple. We're gonna be in court and I would just take it. It's gonna be what it is. Like, I grew up not having my parents together, but it was never a thing for me. I was fine. My dad took care of me.
Both of my parents remarried. Like, they got divorced when I was 6 and they went their separate ways. Like, my dad had a whole new wife, you know, and I feel like that's another thing from being a kid in it. It is hard once you become grown because it's like, dang, I think I put a lot of thought into that when I had kids with somebody. I mean, things happen though, but I'm like, I gotta be with somebody where my parents might have been a little messy.
To be honest.
So I don't want to be that person. Like, once we decide to cut ties.
Let's be able to co-parent.
Exactly.
I agree. I want to choose I didn't want to choose somebody that we definitely would be together. I want to choose somebody who would definitely take care of my child.
No, that's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? Because my dad did and my mom did. So I would just hope that I could give my child the same, if not better, And at this point, it is better, but we could break up, And then in that case, I know that my baby dad would never not be as great of a parent as he is. Like, and that's enough for me. It's like, he's going to love him just like I love him. He loves him just like I love him. And we just going to do our best, Like, I don't need to be married to him. Like,
but the crazy thing is this still leads back into my question to him.
Good.
And then I want to ask her a question as a segue. At 38 years old, would you because I feel like at that point, there's really no men out here that don't have kids. Do you feel like that? Like, do you ever meet men who don't have kids or don't have baby moms?
No, a lot of the men that I date have kids.
Because I was going to ask you, date men with baby moms, and I'm like, by that point, everybody has a baby mom.
Everybody has a baby mom, yeah.
But I've never experienced, like,
baby mom drama.
Okay, that's good.
Okay. Would you mind being a stepmom?
She
like, yeah, girl, I don't want no kids.
If I want kids, why would
you take care of your kids? Yeah.
She like, make sure your kids is 17 or older.
Yes, ain't nothing wrong with that.
That's what I'm getting ready to say.
She's like, yep.
It really depends on the age.
Like, what if he be like, I got a 2-year-old? She's like, no.
It's a no.
Let me tell you something. So one time I did deal with a man that had 2 kids, and I texted him one day like, "Hey, let's get together." And he texted me back like, "Oh, it's Father's Day. I'm at Sesame Place with the kids," and I was like, and then I ghosted, right?
Yeah. I'm not into that.
No, but then I felt bad and I reached back out and he ended up being like a real decent
guy.
Like a real decent guy. So
yeah.
Because I feel like at that age, there's no way you're going to find a guy with no kids.
And there's really something sexy about a good dad.
No, it is.
There's something sexy about a good dad.
Yeah, but I also don't do like a whole bunch of meeting kids. Like I can't say that like I've met.
See, that's how I would be though. Like, I'm like, if I don't even know and it's the opposite. It's like, if I do meet a man and he got kids and I don't even know if I want to be with you, you're not about to just be like, oh, come meet my kids. Let's go to Donny Park with my kids.
That's
no.
a no.
I don't even know if I'm going to be around. I ain't going to be asking for Missy Anastasia next year and I'm going.
My brother, my brother was a son to a single mother. And he was dating a girl recently who had 2 kids, and he's like, it's cool, but I just don't want to meet her kids yet because I don't want to be that guy who meets the kids, is cool with them.
Mr. So-and-so, why he doesn't play PlayStation with me anymore?
And then disappears on them, and the girl kind of felt away. She was just like, well, you don't want to meet my kids. And he was just like, I'm not doing that to them kids. You know what I'm saying? And I was like totally on his side. I'm like, don't. Like, first of all, it's too soon. Second of all, it's like, meet the kids when you're ready to meet the kids. If you know that you're not 100% about her, don't meet her kids. You know,
what I'm
like,
saying? If I'm not investing in you, I'm not investing in your kids.
He like, I don't want them to be who I was. Like, the
that
little boy.
reminds me of all right, so I mean, that's a Are You Dumb?
What?
Did you see the interview that they did with the girl who said that she was going on a date with a dude? This is a first date. She asked the dude to stop at McDonald's so she can get food for her daughter.
Oh, I did hear about this.
And then she said she asked, the dude didn't offer to pay. And she felt some type of way, like, you're not going to pay for my daughter's food? He said, well, I barely know you. I'm taking you on a date. I didn't plan to stop and buy your daughter food. Girl. And she was like, and at that point, I didn't even want to go on a date with him. Like, I felt like if he wanted to date me, he could buy my daughter food. And da-da-da-da-da. Like, she went off. And I was just like, no.
That's
like,
messy.
If he's dating you, like, why am I feeding your daughter? I don't even know you yet.
I don't even know you yet.
You lucky I even brought you through the drive-thru, because I'd have been like, I didn't even plan on doing any of this. And then we got to take it back to the crib. Then we got to go to the restaurant. Like, now I'm playing Uber.
Exactly.
Now I'm Ubering you. Like, what?
Right.
That's
a red flag.
Come on, y'all. Like, if y'all do have kids, I'm not trying to be judgmental, but please keep your babies away from it, especially if it's not going to be permanent. Like, if you don't know it's going to be permanent. Right. Or you can't expect a bunch of stuff from a man on a first date.
Right.
In regards to your kids, or even a woman on a first date. Like, that's just like coming on a date with a man and he like, oh, I had to bring my kid with me.
All right. Like, your kid?
Like, we out on a bowling date and your kid is with us. Like,
no, it's not a thing.
I'm ghosting. I'm leaving.
I'm honestly not really even talking about my kid on the first date. It's
no,
like,
that's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't even need to know about my seed. Like, we'll talk about my seed.
Yeah, if I pull up and your kid is there, I'm out.
It's weird. Like, it's just weird. You don't need to know anything about my child. Like, we'll talk about them. Like, I feel like for everybody who has kids, kids are off limits. Like, you know, it's like, when it comes to my kid, they're off limits. Like, we could get wild, we could talk spicy, but we're not talking about my child. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know. I would never ask nobody to pay for food for my child.
And then that leads me to your question, because how many kids do you have, if you don't mind me asking?
I have 6.
And how many baby mothers do you have?
I have 5 biological.
Okay.
I probably have 3 or 4 more that's not biological. But I have 5 different ones.
Oh, okay. So you went 5 for 5. You was just like,
whoa, okay.
So that leads to my question of, do you think it's difficult to date with having that many baby mothers? At some point, I mean, now your kids are older, so I mean, you don't have to have as many interactions with your mom.
Can you give me an age range on your kids?
My oldest daughter is 24.
Oh.
I'm actually about to be a grandfather.
Wow.
I know, I seen that. Congratulations. Pop
About to be a whole grandfather.
It's nothing like being a grandparent.
But yeah, my oldest daughter is 24. I have 2 that's 21. I have a 13-year-old. She's gonna be 13 in like 2 weeks. And then I have a 3-year-old.
Whoa, so you started all over.
It's crazy because it was like the time that I had them was like different stages of my life.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So I had my first when I was 18.
Okay.
Fresh.
Okay.
Then, you know, I said I got into some trouble. So when I got into some trouble, I came to South Jersey. I'm from North Jersey, from Elizabeth.
Okay.
I came to South Jersey and I had 2 back to back.
Okay.
So like project twins.
Yeah.
How many months apart?
Months?
He like, wait.
5 days.
I was
he said not months, 5 days. That is
like, isn't that Irish twin shit?
That I know, that's right there.
Isn't it like the same day or something? Or
yeah.
something close to that?
That's so. I'm glad to have you here. We should have been got into this. Like, I feel like this is like interesting stuff. Okay, go ahead though. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say this for the book, but yeah.
Nah, I mean, you can still put it in the book.
Nah,
not everybody gonna see PGP podcast episode 8. You know,
they gonna go back when you write the book. They gonna be like, let's go watch.
Remember he was on PGP. I could not.
So yeah, I feel like it was 3 different times in my life. So my first one I had when I was 18, still high school, fresh high school. My second 2 came when I was on a run, facing charges, came to South Jersey to hide out, and it was just like
living fast.
Yeah. So and I was 20. Then I went away, did my bid, came back, was out for a few years, and I got with another young lady we had. And then 10 years later, I came out of retirement for my son.
It be like that though. That's what's up.
So all of them were girls until your son?
Yeah.
Okay, so you was acting up all the way until your son.
Exactly. We talk about that.
We just talked
you
about that.
You finally had your boy because you hung the jersey up for the most part.
Yes. You finally got your boy and he's a junior.
Yeah.
Boys are a wild mess.
It's way different.
Oh my gosh.
He up right now, guaranteed.
He's a hot mess, right?
Yeah.
Boys are off the hook.
Yeah, she has a 2-year-old.
I got a 2-year-old son.
Yo, my son is way different than my daughter's. Like, he is on go.
Yes, boys are my son had, by the time he was 4, he had probably like 3 nosebleeds from just jumping off the couch, just doing dumb shit.
I be freaking out on the phone. So be like, girl, that's what boys do. She was like, like
he was in the dryer the other day. I'm like, what are you doing?
She was like, sir. I'm like, asking about her man. I'm like, your man in the dryer? She's like, girl, that's my son. I'm like, dang. What the heck?
He's doing the most.
Yeah, I wanted a girl so bad and I had a boy. He's off the hook. I would never take it back. I don't know why I wanted a girl because I'm such a little boy myself.
But I feel like we always say, like when you have a boy first, it's because it was God showing you true love from a male.
Love. The craziest love I ever felt when it comes to a man, and I've never been in love until I met my son.
Girls when they need to cherish women.
Exactly.
Like you might be at a point in your life where you're not cherishing the women around you.
And for a woman, you might need to grow
And
up.
then when you meet that little girl, you're like, I would never want anybody to do what I did to women to that little girl.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's why you had your son, because like you said, you was getting into little things.
Yeah, looking back now, I'm really glad that I didn't have a son then or sons then, because I feel like if I did, because I was still.
You'd have been ghost.
He gonna do whatever you
do.
do.
He would have been banging. He'd have been in the streets.
He'd have been Tyree.
Yeah, so I'm glad I had girls back then. Now I could show him my son now a lot different.
I get it.
Yeah.
That's what's up. But it led to my question of, do you think, I mean, probably not now because, your kids are older, but do you think when they were younger, did you have baby mama drama? Like with all your baby moms trying to get you,
So I never had baby mama drama. And it's crazy. Good. It's really, really crazy. That
are they cool? Because I feel like some men are like that too. Like all the baby moms be cool.
Yeah.
No. It wasn't
like, nah.
I wouldn't say it wasn't the fact that they was cool. I would say that the fact that I stopped having sex with them.
Okay.
Okay, look at that. Stop having sex with all your baby moms.
Yeah, and it wasn't like I was when they was in relationships was the best times.
Okay.
It's off your back.
Yeah, so
trying to pull up for dick appointments.
They didn't like it's not like they all
right.
They didn't like know each other. So they wasn't from the same neighborhoods or nothing like that. So it wasn't not like
you planted your seeds in different places.
For the most part.
Do you have a hard time parenting girls because they're all different, like moms?
No, I always kept them
close.
Like
Gotcha.
I
can just tell by the pictures you post that your girls are really close.
I could really tell just by you talking.
Like my time, it was crazy because my kids live different places. So like I would never let 2 weeks go by without me having my kids, seeing my kids. Mm-hmm. So it would literally take me 5 hours to pick my kids up, but I would make sure I pick all my kids up, like
so you can spend time together.
Maryland, Burlington County, like they was like. But I always made sure that they was close. I always made sure that they was together. Like you would never know. And then later on, they was living with me. Yeah.
That's dope. That's really dope.
That is dope. That's good. Like, and that's rare.
Yes.
To hear a man say, like, I got 5 baby moms and I ain't never had baby mama drama.
Yes. And I take care of all my kids.
But like I said, I think all this stuff is a reflection of him as a man.
Yeah.
Like he said, like, I wasn't fucking him. I wasn't doing this. Mm-hmm. So look, if y'all got a bunch of baby mama drama, y'all doing too much.
Mm-hmm. I knew he was a smart man when he said, when I was in jail, I knew what my bid was, so I saved some women for the last half of my bid. You know what I mean? He's like, some of them I knew would make it through the bid, so I saved them for later. Like, I'm like, that's smart as hell. That shows a lot of discipline too. Cause you in that, like, you in jail. You want to talk to anybody. Yeah. You're like, nah, I'm gonna save them. I know that's right.
That's what's up though.
That's a beautiful
shout out to
thing.
the dads.
Yeah, shout out to the fathers.
He's a great dad. Like
yes.
I feel like I know your kids and I've never met them. That's why I said like I know his kids are really close. Like even like his daughters went to prom at the same time. His daughters left for college at the same time. So you see one of them getting their acceptance letter with the other one in the background, or the other one going to prom with the other one in the background cheering her sister on. Like it just brings joy to you to just see how much he loves his kids.
You know that they had different mothers. Because I always had them together.
Yeah. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. Because it's like, you want to make sure your kids feel like siblings. That's a really important thing.
Alrighty, y'all. How y'all like the drink?
They were good. Yeah, they were
You know, we
good.
got
I
the
like it.
Henny mango drink. Shout out to my girl, I Make Pretty Drinks.
Yes.
She came down from North Jersey,
She came.
all the way from North Jersey
the
to
way.
bring these drinks.
Mhm.
Shout out to her. We went to college together. She's a really cool girl. If you're in North Jersey, hit her up. She is a bartender, so she's a mixologist. Like, check her out. The drinks were really, really good.
Very good.
And I even think like the puree, like even the mango puree in it is fresh. Like
It's very
not,
fresh.
You know, it's not like
It's a
a
nice
mango artificial flavored drink.
No, it's
Everything
not
is
like
fresh. It got fruit. It's good.
it's good. Not
Thank
too
you, girl.
sweet. And she sent a lot. She was trying to get us lit. Thanks,
Super
sis.
lit.
Come all the way from North Jersey. That's what's up.
But just a segue from the question I asked you before in regards to having baby mama drama. Now, how was it dating, because I know your most recent kid is with your fiance, which is your 5th, but it was a 10-year stretch. So before that, how was it dating having 4 kids with 4 baby moms? Like, how did women take that?
So when I would date, I wouldn't be just like, yeah, I don't bring my kids into the equation. I do tell how many kids I do have, but I don't bring the kids into the equation. So I'm just looking to have a good time that first date. And I feel like if I could get you in front of me and it's gonna be some type of vibe where you're gonna be like, you probably gonna be like, but it was cool, I'll do it again, and then I'm gonna do it.
So let me ask you this. So at what date are you telling these women?
No, I'm
First date you might tell them? Okay, so whenever you ask. Okay.
I don't come out and ask a girl, because I don't even know how long it's gonna last. Like, I don't know if it's gonna be
right.
the second or third day. So
Right.
when she asks, I'll tell her. But I feel like I'm gonna be charismatic, and you're gonna be laughing, it's gonna be comfortable, we're gonna have a great time. So you're gonna wanna go out again.
Right.
And then once you get to learn me, you're gonna see how the relationship is with my kids, and if I have baby mama drama or whatever. So I was able to make it past that.
Okay.
That's good though.
That is.
Because I ain't gonna lie, like we always say, like, if I was to date right now, like I'm not dealing with a dude with a bunch of baby moms.
Right, how do you fit in?
To that equation, and that's
Right.
another thing too. I would feel like too, because I feel like as a good dad, you're present.
Yes.
And then if you have kids with 4 different women, I mean, it was good for you because you said like you got your kids all at one time.
Yeah.
But for some men, it's like you gotta try to divvy your time up to be able to still do your regular things as an adult, work,
Right.
you know, those simple things, and family. And then
Yep.
now you still gotta make time for 4 different kids with 4 different women. So they're
Women.
not all in the same place.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a lot.
And they have to approve of me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, not necessarily, obviously, like, all your kids don't have to be like, I am obsessed with your girlfriend. But as your girl,
You would want them to like you.
It wasn't like you had to be a year in before we get to that point.
that's good.
Okay.
That's good. I can honestly say when I was a single woman, when I used to meet a man, I used to say, how many kids do you have? And they, just because I didn't have kids, you know? So it's like, I need to know if I even want to date you. Because if I was a single woman with no kids at all, and a man's like, I have 4 kids, why would I go on a date with him? That's not realistic. You know what I'm saying? Like, me having 1 kid is different, you know, because I know what it's like. Well, no kids. I'm not dating somebody with 4 kids. That's crazy, you know? So it's like, I like that you would wait for them to ask, because as a woman, it's
And
up
at
to
least you were honest when they asked, because you have these situations where, I mean, it's never
You can't
happened to
get
me,
past- yeah, you can't get
but
past
you
that.
have men who they put on their representative and they're like, I don't got no kids.
If you're lying
Or
about
I got
your
1
kids, you're
kid,
dirty.
and then you find out they got 4.
You're dirty. You're a dirty human being if you're
You
lying
got
about
1
your kids.
kid, and then all of a sudden they posting 3 on Facebook.
All
You're
right.
like, wait, what?
That's. Remember we
Who
thought
these kids?
Yeah, we thought that before. Like, we were somewhere and some guy was like trying to talk to me, and I was obviously, I have a
Oh,
boyfriend.
yeah, yo. He was
Yeah.
trying to talk to her, and it was so funny because, like, she pulled up his IG because he gave her his
He
IG.
was like, this is my IG.
I was
'Cause
like,
he
girl,
detailed
you
cars.
got kids.
Yes. I was like, he said he only got 1 kid. This kid looked just like him. It was a little girl. Like, you lying. You even detailing my car now. You know, like, it was just like, boy, bye. You know, I'm just like,
No,
that's-
the messed up part was he was like, that's my sister. We was like, oh, dang.
Yeah.
And it really was his
It
sister.
was. It was his niece. He was
Okay.
like, it's my niece. Look, my sister looked just like me. His sister looked just like. I'm like, oh damn, y'all. all just-
Y'all are
You
just
should look, but even still, it wasn't a thing. But still, it's like, don't lie about your kids. That's like so weird. Like, do not lie about your kids.
like, they do it.
I know, dirty. But no, so we have a segment here. It's your segment, so let me let you take it.
Yeah, so we have our OG gym. You know, we let the OG usually speak, and it usually comes from my OGs. you know, preferably my mother. Because I would say she's the most prominent, you know, older person in my life when it comes to guidance and wisdom. But we feel like today, because we kind of have some OGs on the show, why not have them give us a gem? Just a takeaway. It's pretty much just a takeaway from the topic. Whatever we talked about, just something you might be able to give the people who may be younger or going through situations that you might have gone through or going through situations you're going through. Just drop a gem. It could be about anything we spoke about.
What y'all want to teach us?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I think that you definitely have to live life on your own terms. I think that you have to live it fully. I think you have to live it wholly. I think that you have to live it unapologetically. I think that at a certain point you have to not give a fuck.
I literally just wrote that the other day. I said the older I get, the less I care about being judged.
Yeah.
It's like the older you get, the less you care. Like, I really don't care what people think about what I do. Because at the end of the day, the only person that has the answer to your actions is yourself.
Yeah, and I think that you have to go through life ensuring that you leave people better than you found them.
Even yourself.
Yeah, like being mindful of those things. Take it easy. Love on yourself.
Yes.
I think that's it. I think especially in the times that we live in, it's important to self-persevere, self-preserve yourself. I think that's it. I think it's really just about having a full awareness of who you are as a person, and these things will have character, have moral, use good judgment. All of these things that you hear when you're younger, at some point it all kind of starts to come together.
Yeah.
What kind of legacy? Aside from everything that you do outside of laughing and joking and things like that, what kind of legacy are you doing?
I feel like coming into 30, that's where I'm at. Like, you know, it's like you're at that point in life where it's like, I got it. Like, this is who I am. This is where I'm going. This is what I want to do. And this is how I want to live my life.
And this is the mark I want to leave on other people.
Definitely.
That leave people better than you found them. That's something I've gone by for years. Like,
I love that.
Yes. That's awesome. That was a lot of gems. Thank you.
So for me, I would say when you're younger, when you're in your 20s, I would say just enjoy life. Like, do everything. Like, travel, do threesomes, like
have
Like, shit out the way.
Just have fun. Like, you're gonna make mistakes.
Damn, I only got like 3 weeks to have a threesome.
Girl, all right, we can get it popping. We gonna find you a job.
I'm just playing.
You're gonna make mistakes. It's okay. Like, it's okay to make mistakes. Just bounce back from them. Don't like sit in the mistake. Learn from it. In your 30s, I feel like it's time to buckle down a little bit. Start to because people go through their 20s and still don't know what they're gonna do in life.
No, that's what I'm saying. Nobody knows. They don't know their purpose. Like, everybody's searching for a purpose.
When you hit 30, like, you should be looking to be comfortable in your career. Like, how your income comes. Like, you should be paying more attention to that, because a lot of people at 20s. I want to say this. It's okay to stay with your parents. I feel like that.
No, I'm like that too. I'm not gonna lie. The only reason why I rushed out of my mom's house is because I had a kid. So I got pregnant my last year of college, and I always was one of those type of people where I watched my mom just be a strong woman. So I was like, I'm not gonna bring a kid into my mom's house. Because I watched it being a generational curse where people are raising kids in their parents' house. Not saying there's anything wrong with it, but I just feel like me personally, and because my mom, she made my business. If I did not have a kid, I definitely would have stayed home a lot longer.
I would say stay home as long as you can. I mean, you can stay home until you buy your house.
No, that's what I'm saying.
That's what
I definitely would.
That's what I want my kids to do. Like, I want them to. I don't want them to get their first apartment. I want them to buy their first house. You know. So I would say depend on your parents for as long as you can. But you know, when you start wanting to do other stuff, you gotta leave the house. So I get that too. But when you get in your 30s, I think it's time to buckle down and start, making your money.
I want to butt in on that too. Like, I think we experienced, especially being in corporate America, especially when I came into corporate America, I was kind of fresh out of college, and I feel like when we used to meet people within corporate America from other cultures, because, it was very minimal brown people.
Yes.
A lot of them lived at home.
Not that she was a bad mom, but she's even an even better grandmother, Because
you got the wisdom.
I
feel like because our parents had us young, we grew up with our parents. And that's another thing too. Is like you said, my first one came out, I was 18. You didn't know what it was to be a dad.
I went back and I had to apologize to my daughter because some of the stuff that I was doing, I realized like maybe I was a little too hard in that area. Maybe I was a little too soft in that area. So when my second child came around, I did it different. So I had to go back in the pocket. Like she was like, "Oh, like why you get to do?" And I would never like. So now I'm like, I'm sorry because I didn't really know.
That's a good man.
I was winging it.
A good dad.
No, that's
my
what
dad
I mean.
did the same thing. And my dad was super strict, super strict. Oh my gosh! If any of my friends growing up know, like I was like the last one to lose my virginity, all that because I was scared of my dad. And he was a football coach, so he knew all the little boys that I was going to be losing my virginity to if that would have happened then, So it wasn't even an option. And like I was so scared of my dad. And now,
no regrets.
As you get older, I feel like when you're younger, like I regret doing this, but then when you get older, you're like, that's why this happened.
Yeah, it all comes together.
It all starts to click.
But this are working for my good. All right, is it not okay to
this
sing
was a great
song here?
show, y'all. I really appreciate y'all coming out to talk to us, about all different things in regards to your generation compared to our generation, and us just seeing the differences between the two. So we just want to go out. I want to have you repeat your social media, tell them your name, your Instagram, so everybody can follow you.
For sure. Make sure you follow me. My business page is Doula Friend, and that's DOULA Friend, FRIEND, Doula Friend. And my personal Instagram is Blair Bundles.
Okay. And how about you, Antoine?
You can find me on Facebook at Antoine Nelson, Instagram Antoine the Influencer. That's ANTOINE the Influencer. Check my website out, AntoineNelson.com.
No, definitely, y'all. He brought us some merch.
Oh yeah, I got some
Go
merch.
grab your
Oh
merch real
yeah,
quick.
bring it. This is the first time we got like a gift here on PGP. Yeah, check you out. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, we lit.
Respect my hustle, period.
You got it upside down.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It get real ghetto on PGP.
Y'all know, look, I still got my drink in my hand. I'm like, this is the important.
Respect my hustle,
This is the
period.
important thing.
I like this. I do. I like all the different things that you're doing. I like the message that you're putting out.
For sure.
Same
Thank
thing
you
with
so much.
you. I love the fact that I can just tell you have a nurturing presence just because you're a doula. I mean, that takes a lot to be able to help a woman give birth to life. And I always say that's the greatest thing in the world is being able to be a part of that.
For sure.
And that's beautiful. 'Cause I don't know if I could do it. I'd be done passed out every time. So we want to thank you too.
Thank you guys so much. Your ingenuity really like poured into me. Like just everything that you've been through, it like made me feel like we ain't the only.
And I hope you guys learned a lot from this. I definitely did. The fellas, listen, my boy gave you a lot of gems on how to change your life around. Just because you were in the streets don't mean you can't get out the streets, because there's a lot of people that have that mindset. I spoke about on our business episode that some of the dudes that I know that are in the streets are some of the smartest men I know. And
I feel like the streets is a mindset.
no, definitely. And I feel like if you take that mindset and put it into something that's legal, you're a lethal weapon. Like, come on now. So I definitely appreciate you having come out, you as well. And y'all, it's your girl Soul. I'm tired. I'm ready to go. But it was a great conversation. I didn't want to stop talking. I appreciate them coming out. And as I always say, life is too short to be boring or broke.
And this your girl Dom, and life is too short for anything but good vibes. And this is.
Are y'all gonna sing with us?
Y'all gotta sing with us. Antoine's like, nah.
I'm sitting this one out.
You wanna sing with us? She's like, nah. Like, nah.
All right, well, we gonna sing.
We just gonna sing real quick. We might crack a little bit. It's been a long night, but
no, we good.
pretty girl privilege.